There are just 4 uncommitted 5-star prospects in the class of 2025, and the one that is expected to come off the board first may just be Caleb Wilson. But don't take my word for it. We are very fortunate to welcome the 5-star prospect himself to today's show. Caleb, welcome in.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
All right. Now, you've got a lot of people and a lot of very prominent fan bases wondering where you're going to go, when you're going to announce it, what your list is going to look like. And today, you've got a pretty substantial update to share with people.
Yes, sir. I'll be committing next Thursday. It'll be on a huge platform. I'm really excited for it. And my final 3 will be Ohio State, Kentucky, and UNC.
All right, Ohio State, Kentucky, and UNC. Let's dig in to those 3 in the order you presented them with. What is it about Ohio State that allowed them to make your final list?
Coach Diebler, he's a great coach. I really enjoyed my visit there. It was definitely extremely fun and exciting. They have a great guard in Blue Thornton, and I feel like that's going to be very important with the guard I play with next year. So that's why I like Ohio State.
All right, and the second school, you might want to make sure I go in the same order you did here. You said North Carolina was second?
I said Kentucky.
Kentucky. Okay. Kentucky is well, I know you didn't order them in any specific way. Kentucky was the second school you mentioned. What is it about Mark Pope's program that has him among your finalists?
Mark Pope, he's a great guy on and off the court. He coaches with energy, and they're having a great year this year. I can't even lie. They're playing very good, and their system really is beneficial to long forwards like me and the way that they play. And it's a blue blood, so it's definitely one of the best fan bases and basketball coaches in the country.
The other school that is a blue blood is North Carolina, and they also made your list of finalists. What is it about Hubert Davis's program that you like?
Coach Davis is a great guy on and off the court also. North Carolina is a prestigious university with basketball or without, and also, they have a great team, and I feel like I can go on that team and step up and become the man at North Carolina. So I definitely feel like it'll be a great opportunity with Ellie Cadeau possibly returning. I also feel like that'll be a great guard to play with.
All right, now you have 3 fan bases very excited about the potential to bring you into town. Everybody can hear my opinion of your game, but more importantly, what would you tell those fan bases they would be getting if Caleb Wilson were to come to their program?
You would be getting everything. I play with extreme effort and passion. I can defend the best player no matter what position they play. I can play multiple positions offensively and defensively. I'm a willing passer, and I make good decisions. And also, I'm a leader. I'm a leader, most importantly, first and foremost. I'm always working to get better, and I'll consistently give my all.
All right, now, Caleb, one of the things that I would add, and you correct me if I'm wrong here, I think you are one of the best defenders in the country. And in a day and age where being able to play and especially defend multiple positions is more important than ever, I think you are one of the most versatile, switchable defenders, especially with size, that there is in the country. So I want to ask you about that. Is that something that is just based on some God-given ability? Is that something you take a particular amount of pride in? Tell me about your approach on the defensive end of the floor.
Throughout the summer, playing with the AAU team I played with, it was definitely an emphasis on defense. My entire June, I didn't even play with my school team because I was so focused on getting better at defense and what I needed to do to be successful on the role I was playing on that team. So that entire summer, I worked on getting my body much stronger, working especially on my legs, my core. And it translated well over to that July period where we ended up winning Peach Jam, and I still work on that to this day.
All right, now that's what I wanted to ask you about, winning Peach Jam, joining that Knight Riders elite team with the Boozers, with Alex Lloyd, with Dante Allen. That's the most prestigious championship in maybe in all of basketball, depending on who you ask, and on all of high school basketball. What was that like for you this summer?
It was a great experience. It was an extremely great experience. I love playing with that team. I love bonding with those guys. It was definitely great to play with Cam and Caden. Caden's a great guard. He made great decisions all Peach Jam, and it really taught me how to be a star and also how to take a secondary role and succeed and excel at both of them. And we had games where I would be trying to guard everybody that was scoring, and we would also have games where it would be time for me to kind of show my offensive skill set depending on who we're playing. And I really liked that because it gave my ability to show that I could do so many different things. And most people didn't even really know how good of a defender I was till Peach Jam, so that was definitely good for me also.
Caleb, I'm going to tell you what, anybody who didn't know how good of a defender you were before Peach Jam just wasn't paying attention, my man. I tell you what, we are happy that you've got a decision day coming up. Everybody will be on the lookout for Thursday, those 3 finalists. We appreciate you joining us here on the 24/7 Sports College Basketball Show, and I'm going to see you in Springfield real soon. 5-star guard Alijah Arenas, the son of former NBA star Gilbert Arenas, said last week he may be reclassifying up to 2025, but he's not the only class of 2026 star that's looking to get to college potentially a year early. For more, we welcome in Eric Bossi and Travis Branham to help break it all down. Fellas, welcome to the show. Now, let me say this. When we look back at the 2024 rankings, what you will find is there are 7 prospects who finished within the top 50 who reclassified up. That trend exists the year prior also. So we are here today to figure out who could be the most likely candidates to do so this year. Obviously, Alijah Arenas is the primary candidate given what his father said just a few weeks ago. Bossi, you have been on top of this situation from the very beginning. So I want to ask you, what is the latest with Alijah Arenas?
Alijah Arenas from Chatsworth, California, is absolutely not going to be in high school next year. He's in the class of 2025 with all intentions on enrolling in a school next season. So now the recruiting battle begins. Of course, everyone's going to think Arizona immediately because of where his father played, but of course they're not going to be the only ones involved. He's a big-time scoring machine. He's going to move into our 2025 rankings soon and has an awful lot to offer.
All right, now the other player I want to ask about, and Travis, I'm going to start with you on this one, Tyran Stokes. He is currently the #1 ranked junior in the country. There has been speculation that he, too, might contemplate a jump to college right away, even if he may not be age eligible to be one and done. We saw that with Jaden Quaintance, who made that move last year, knowing that he would have to spend 2 years in college. You spoke to Stokes last week when we were both out at the Hoop Hall West. What is the latest on this?
Yeah, he has been one of the most hotly speculated kids in the 2026 class on whether or not he would move into the 2025 class. And so when I got to speak to him out in Phoenix, it sounds like his mind has been made up, and he flat out said there's no chance that he will be reclassifying into the 2025 class. Now, we always know things can change, but I do believe at this moment there is no intention from Tyran to make that move into 2025. When we spoke, he mentioned a lot of just needing to grow and mature continually out on the floor and off the court. And this is a kid, over the past few months, he was battling injury. But when we saw him, he is now in the best shape of his life. And something that we talked about this summer here on this show was we were wanting to see him mature out on the court, just how he handles and controls his emotions on the court. And when we watched him out at the Hoop Hall West, it was the best we have seen him both on and off the court. And so this kid is only going to continue to raise his stock. And by all means, right now, it's looking like he's going to be a 2026 class. And that recruitment is continuing. Well, it's not continuing, but it's still at the very beginning stages because of that. He's taken one official visit to Louisville, which is his hometown. And that visit clearly resonated with him, and they're going to be a contender from here on out. And another school that he mentioned, of course, is Kentucky, where Mark Pope visited him out at his school just a couple of weeks ago.
I wouldn't have gone so innocent.
Tyran Stokes obviously put on a show last week at Hoop Hall West. We talk about the maturation and growth of his game. Trav, I will admit, I once upon a time thought of this guy as a power forward. Last week, we are seeing him flirt with the triple-double. We are seeing him just throw some amazing passes as the primary initiator on his high school team. Within our system, we have to give players a positional label, but he is someone to me that really defies modern positions. I just view him as a jumbo initiator at this point. But let me know your thoughts on that. Are we on the same page with that one?
Absolutely. He is one of the most versatile weapons in all of high school basketball because he is so strong, he's so long, and such a powerful and explosive athlete. And then you add in the mixture of his ability to see the floor, make the right passes, push the ball ahead, push a break off the bounce, defend multiple positions, rebound. Kid can flat out do it all. And when he gets into college, he's going to be a mismatch nightmare because he can take guys out on the perimeter. You get a smaller, weaker defender on him, he's just going to bully his way to the rim. And then if he gets a bigger, stronger, more sizey guy defending him, he's just going to out athlete them and outskill them and beat them to the rim. And then he's continuing to polish and develop his jump shot. So this kid kind of has the full package. It's just let's just keep monitoring him, see how he keeps evolving, continue to polish that jumper, and stay in shape and see how he matures.
Ozzy, another player that Trav and I saw last week at Hoop Hall West was Miikka Muurin, played with Compass Prep. Now, he was maybe the breakout player of the Peach Jam, at least in the class of 2026 this past summer, just because of his combination of size and skill. He has been another one who's got a lot of speculation about when he will go to college. I know Travis spoke with him in Phoenix, but I want to start with you and just tell me, given you're the OG in the space, what are you hearing behind the scenes about what could be going on here?
There's certainly been plenty of speculation with Miikka and an eventual move to the class of 2025. He's age appropriate for it, so it wouldn't be an issue for him age-wise. It's something we go through as steps in this process. We're at this time of year, the player and the people around them are always saying, no, that's not the plan. We're not going to say it. But I do know that he is someone who has at least acknowledged the possibility of it to people throughout the course of the year. He's already been on official visits to Michigan, to Arkansas, to Utah. I think he'd like to get through the high school season, get a little bit into the spring season, and also look to fit in a couple more visits. You've got programs like Duke, Kansas, Kentucky, North Carolina, Oregon, Alabama, several others that would like to be involved. I could envision him taking, 1 to 2, maybe as many as 3 more official visits, and then try and figure out, okay, is it best to go ahead and enroll as a 2025 guy, or I want to wait and stick with the 2026 class? But I do think that a reclassification is something that's definitely still in play for him and something that has been talked about internally among him and those around him.
Trav, quick follow-up from you because I know you spoke to Miikka directly last week.
Yeah, he did not have much to say on the recruiting trail. Some of these kids really don't like to share too many details on their recruitment with us media. But we did specifically talk about that reclassification. We know he's been weighing this option. He has at his disposal. And as of right now, he says he is fully planning on staying in the class of 2026. Now, this is one that we're going to be continuing to monitor very closely and not rule out that he will ultimately jump into the 2025 class.
Fellas, as always, thank you very much. We are collectively more plugged in than anyone, and you can expect these types of recruiting updates every week on this show. You can also go to 247sports.com for these updates and more.